Hello, brothers and sisters. This is Ann, and today is October 31st, 2020. Now, I have not made a video lately because, to be real truthful, I have been under tremendous spiritual attack. A number of things have happened. For example, my dog got sick and started acting really strange. I injured my ankle, and so I was pretty much off my feet for a couple of days. Then I damaged my computer. And I damaged my computer in such a way that it seems to be beyond repair. And all of my data has been locked up in the computer because it won't turn on until I can get a new one and have that information transferred over. And I'm working on that. But in the meantime, I thought I would try to see if I could use an old computer that I had, laying around, and to see if I could just kind of get on and make a very basic video, just to keep things going. But I must admit, during this time, things have been pretty quiet for me in the spirit realm. So maybe God didn't plan for me to be on. But I did get a chance to look around and see some other things. Now, one thing that he did show me during this last week or so, he did show me what I perceived as an evil appearance lurking around and watching me. So I believe that he's letting me know that, yeah, these evil entities are watching us and that we need to be very careful about what's going on because they are looking for ways to attack us. And as I said, I think this probably has been the worst week as far as spiritual attacks on me that I've had in a long, long time. And I would say definitely it started pretty much in the third week of October. I mean, just all kinds of things happening. In fact, I even called my daughter and I said, I don't know what's going on, but obviously these are demonic attacks, not only on me, but on my animals. And so I have taken the time to anoint my home. And brothers and sisters, I would advise you to do so also. Anoint your home and pray for protection because these demonic entities are out there trying to attack us. And they're looking for any way that they can get in. It could be by animals, by us working outside, doing whatever we are doing that we think that we are, being obedient. But they are looking for ways to attack us, and we have to be careful about that. Now, one thing that I noticed that, during the time that was, things were really slow, I noticed that there is still a group of people out there, and they call themselves pre-tribulation rapturists, and they're still waiting for a rapture to happen even on today, Halloween. And they're saying that if it doesn't happen today, they have all the way up until November 8th, because see, they have pushed the Feast of Tabernacles all the way back until November 8th. And when I saw that these people were still pushing this day back, I could only be reminded of Harold Camping. Remember Harold Camping, I think in 2011, when he kept making all these prediction dates about when the rapture was going to occur? Well, 2011, I think, was his last date, because I think it started May 21st, and then after it didn't happen in May, I think he even moved it back into October, and then after that, I think he didn't make any more. I think he kind of went blank and didn't show up anymore. But that's what it kind of reminded me. Now, I have tried to explain to many of these people by way of text messages and, in comments, that there's no way that they can have this date that they are using come to pass as a true date because um, they're using the wrong people. They're using wrong information to base their calculations on. See, what they're doing, they're using the formation of a certain organization or a certain state in 1948 as being the time when God's people have been gathered back to their homeland. Brothers and sisters, God's true people have not been regathered yet. These people are not God's true people. They are the church of Satan. They are not the fig tree that the Bible spoke of. They are not. They are not. God's true people have not been regathered as of yet. Nor has the two witnesses appeared. Nor have we seen the Antichrist appear. None of this. We have not seen the first fruits gathered. The first fruits of Revelation 14. We've not seen those gathered. None of these things have happened yet. The rapture happens at the last trumpet blast, which we know is the seventh trumpet. The two witnesses are resurrected during the sixth trumpet. That hasn't happened yet. Again, none of these things that they are saying has happened. They have this timeline and they say all these things have happened, but none of these things have happened. And now they are saying that they are the priest of God and they are going to be raptured first. All of this is just things that, they have taken out of context. The rapture will not happen until the seventh trumpet. Now we call it the catching away. But it will not happen until the seventh trumpet. That should be clear to everyone. It's in the Bible. But these people are anxious believers and they seem to be dealing with some kind of mob mentality that they feed off each other. In other words, it's almost no different than the mobs in the streets. They're feeding off each other's energy and they're coming up with all these dates that they're just not going to pan out. God has sent this information, to his true prophets, telling them things that's going to happen in 2021. And brothers and sisters, I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about other messengers sending these people messages, and they seem to be totally just ignoring them. We are in the time of the judgment of Babylon. We're in the time of the judgment of Babylon right now. He's told them over and over again, we're in judgment. What we should be doing right now is concentrating on coming out of Babylon, not being involved in Babylon. God is going to call his people out of Babylon before, these things that they are predicting to occur will happen. God will pull his people out of Babylon before the rapture occurs. You see, when Christ returns, he returns to the land of Israel. This is the place where he put his name. And when he returns to Israel, those people will still be over there. But God is going to clean that up himself. So they will wait again. They will be expecting something to happen tonight, and it will not. They will they'll push the date out again all the way up until November 8th, and nothing will happen. And I'm hoping that at that point they will realize that, hey, look, we need to go back to the drawing board and see where we're going wrong. And I'm telling you, they're going wrong because they are basing this on false information. The people in the land now who were gathered there in 1948 are not God's people. Israel has not been gathered. They are not the fig tree. Now, another thing that I found out over the last few days that kind of surprised me, it's a resurgence of a false teaching that Mary, the mother of Jesus Christ, is the Holy Spirit. Brothers and sisters, now you know that I teach that the Holy Spirit is female. And I teach this because God the Father, Yahuwah, explained to me himself that he has a son and a daughter, and his daughter is the Holy Spirit. Yes, God showed me this, so I am 100% sure that the Holy Spirit is female, but Mary is not the Holy Spirit. Now, Mary was a very special woman chosen by God. She was chosen by God to carry Jesus in her human womb. But make no mistakes, brothers and sisters, make no mistake. There was no way that Mary could have carried Yahushua in her womb without the assistance of the Holy Spirit. Now, the Holy Spirit was there. God told me himself that the Holy Spirit overshadowed Mary's physical body, and that is the only reason that she did not miscarriage. That is the way that she was able to carry Yahushua, or Jesus Christ, to full term, because of the fact that the Holy Spirit, that she was indwelled by the Holy Spirit in such a way that she prevented the child from being miscarriage. So this is the only way that she could have accomplished Mary. This is the only way that she could have accomplished bringing forth Yahushua. But brothers and sisters, Mary is not the Holy Spirit. Remember, the Holy Spirit is the third member of the Godhead. But this is not Mary. Now, I hope this is clear. I hope this is clear. Mary was able to carry Yahushua in her womb because of the Holy Spirit. But Mary is not the Holy Spirit. Now, this doctrine that's being taught, they call it the Marian doctrine, after Mary, the Marian doctrine. Now, anyone who is teaching this doctrine and teaching that Mary is the Holy Spirit and that she should be worshipped is teaching doctrines of devils. Now, we all know that this came from the Catholic Church, and this is an attempt to elevate Mary to be the Queen of Heaven, but she's not. Mary was a human, just like you and I. Now, this has always been a teaching of the Catholic Church, but it's now resurging in these last days. Now, God is revealing the true identity of the Holy Spirit. He's revealing the fact that she is female, and the demons and the devil and Satan is trying to convince people that Mary is the Holy Spirit. This is a counterfeit. This is not true. And so they're trying to, capitalize on what God is revealing in these last days in order, to confuse people. Now you may ask the question, why is God now revealing to us that the Holy Spirit is female? Why hasn't this been pushed in the past? Well, the answer is He's revealing it now because it is time. And because this information is tied to the mystery of who the bride of Christ is. You see, in time past, it was not important because this information was not going to be revealed until to the very end. But now we are at that time. And that's why God is revealing in these last days all of these mysteries. He's revealing He's revealing who the bride of Christ is. He's revealing the fact that the Holy Spirit is the bride of Christ, and He's revealing that the Holy Spirit is female. And you will not be able to make the connection unless you understand that the Holy Spirit is female. And the woman of Revelation 12 is the Holy Spirit, and she has been in the sky all the time. But God is now making these things clear, so He is revealing these mysteries and giving us the key. And unless we as believers understand this key, we will not be able to understand the true identity of the Holy Spirit. We will not be able to understand the true identity of the Revelation 12 woman, nor the bride. So, and not knowing these things, I think this is it goes back to what I said, earlier. I think this is why so many people are coming up with all these different rapture dates, because they don't really understand who the true characters of the Bible. As I said, first of all, God's people have not been gathered. The people in the land claiming to be God's true people are not. They are the synagogue of Satan. Mary is not the Holy Spirit. Mary was the mother of the earthly mother of Jesus, but she's not the Holy Spirit. The Revelation 12 woman is the Holy Spirit. We need to understand that, and the Revelation 12 woman, the Holy Spirit, is the bride of Christ. The church is not the bride of Christ. God is going to marry His wife. She is His wife. She, meaning the Holy Spirit, existed before the earth was even created. In fact, she was part of the creation of the earth. When God said, "Let us make man in our image," and they created male and female, it was the Holy Spirit and Yahushua who were speaking, and they are the one who created man in their image. The Holy Spirit is Yahushua's wife. It is not his mother, even though she was instrumental in helping Mary to carry the baby to the full gestation. She is not his mother. She is the Holy Spirit, and she is who gave Mary the ability to not miscarriage the baby. So, brothers and sisters, God is trying to send us this kind of information. Now, if for some reason I have not made this clear, please write me. I'll be more than happy to share with you the exact visions and statements from God to help you understand exactly where I'm coming from. Everything that I'm saying to you came to me by direct communication from God. I'm not making this up. I can produce you date, time, communication from God to let you know exactly how He revealed this to me. So just remember, the Holy Spirit, Mary is not the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit is third member of the Godhead. The Holy Spirit is female, and the Holy Spirit is the daughter of God. Israel has not been gathered. There will be no rapture. There will be no rapture in November. Many things are going to happen in 2021. There's going to be some hard times coming up, but it is not time for the rapture right now. The trumpet, the seventh trumpet, has not sounded. So, brothers and sisters, I hope this is clear. Please let me know if you have any questions, and I will say shalom until the next time.